Welcome back to Dragon Quest XI then, folks, and in the last episode I mentioned how I'd come down with a pretty nasty virus. The whole family had it actually, but it seems to have dissipated for now, so I'll try and edit out any remaining splutters that might come out during the episode. But anyway, I should be getting back to a regular Dragon Quest XI schedule from this point, so I should be able to get more episodes out for you guys. And I'll be looking at live streaming again soon. Not sure whether I'll be live streaming Dragon Quest XI or one of the previous games we were live streaming before. Have a think about that, let me know in the comments section what you would prefer. But previously we just killed the Tentacular boss, and we're going to continue on from that point today. So just go ahead and exit the tavern area, and you'll be greeted by this particular cutscene here.
You're off to look for Kai, aren't you? Well, I'm coming with you. Oh, hello, Veronica. What are you...
Oh, those stupid fishermen said the party was only for grown-ups, so they couldn't let me in. Is every bar in the world full of stubborn idiots or something? Anyway, you're going to look for Kai, aren't you? I've got nothing better to do, so I might as well join you.
Right, so at this point then, we're just going to head towards the pier area, and we can chat to the pink exclamation NPCs if we want to. Although we don't need to in order to proceed with the quest, to tell you the truth. Right then, so we're going to start just by heading down the pier here. We're looking for a fisherman, should be around these parts. I think the pier right over at the east here is where we need to be. So, yep, I can see a guy working on his boat down there. Go and chat to him. And perhaps he knows something about Kai that he can share with us. And obviously we're going to go ahead and select yes here. So that seems easy enough. Is this Kai? Apparently so.
Sorry, but I'm not the man from your story. You must have me mixed up with somebody else.
Don't give us that nonsense. We know you're the only Kai in Honolulu. If you never meant to marry that poor mermaid, you should never have proposed to her.
Hey, go easy on the accusations, will you? People here got no love for mermaids. If they think I do, I'll be in trouble. The Kai you're looking for is my grandfather, Kainoa. I take it you've heard the tale of the mermaid's curse?
Yes, your mother told us all about it. But I can't see what an old fairy tale has to do with anything. You can't keep Michelle waiting any longer.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not a fairy tale, it's true. The fisherman from the story, that was my tutu, my grandpa. It all happened 50 years ago, and it happened just like my ma tells it. But the story didn't end there. 10 years after Grandpa got chased out of the village, the kahuna's daughter, Leilani, she married another man, and they had a kid together. After the baby came, the people started to forget about Kainoa and the curse the mermaid put on him. Till one day, another great storm struck, even more violent than the one that sent my grandfather to the bottom of the sea. The kahuna's boat went down, and him and his daughter's new husband went with it. The men who survived went to break the news to Leilani, but when they got there, her and the baby, they were nowhere to be found. The villagers said it was the mermaid's revenge, that she took all 4 of them because she couldn't have Kainoa. So they lit torches and they marched to Saikiki Beach to confront him. When they threw open the door of his hut, they couldn't believe what they saw. He'd been living all alone for the last 10 years, but there he was with a baby in his arms. And the baby It was dripping with water. They ran off screaming, talking about how he must have had a kid with the mermaid. And that was the last time anyone from the village went to Saikiki.
Wait, but that baby must have been your mother, which would mean she was half mermaid, which would make you...
Cooley, don't even say it. My mother is a human being. My grandpa found her abandoned on the beach and raised her as his own. He never had a kid with a mermaid. That's just a stupid rumor made up by a bunch of superstitious fishermen. If that mermaid really is still out there somewhere waiting for Grandpa, there's something I want you to give her. Meet me on Saikiki Beach. It's on the other side of the cape. You can get there through the chapel at the back of the village. I'll leave the door unlocked.
Yeah, okay, bit of interesting info there then. So it actually seems the Kai we're looking for, sadly, is no longer with us. He was actually the grandfather of the person we were just speaking with. So we've just been told by this Kai that we need to head up to the church area. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go up. You can see there's a nice pink dot as well that's a little bit further north. So we'll make our way there. And we'll see what's going on. Apparently we've got something to collect. So we'll go and explore all that. And it's been a few days since I played, so I was having to just remind myself of having to pass through those gates and stuff there. So we're going to go into the building first. And we can say hello to this person. Yep, need to pass through. And hopefully, as we enter the new area here, we'll find Kai once more. Actually, just before we enter the new area, there's a pot just at the back of the church here. So we can break that for an item. A phial of magic water. So nothing too exciting, but obviously can be fairly easy to miss there. So we're going to head into the next area now, which is the beach area. And there's going to be a few more items we can grab as we make our way around. First of all, let's just go ahead and access the map. Makes it easier to see where all those lovely sparkly points are. We can see there's a sparkly just over on the beach area. This is actually on the bottom level of the beach area. Can be a little bit awkward to see that on the map, but there it is. So we have a chunk of crimson coral. Now we're going to make our way up the steps. Not a whole lot else to do down on this bottom level here. And there should be a chest containing a mini medal. I did see it earlier on when I was messing around. There we go. So make sure you don't miss that. Like to build up our collection of mini medals, of course. And now we're going to just make our way over to the door. Why did I come around the back there? Around the front. So it's a beach view front property type thing, isn't it? And we're going to head towards it for our next cutscene here.
This veil was my tutu's. Ma said when she found him after he died, he was just lying there holding on to it. Guess there was a reason I never threw it away. If you really know where to find that mermaid, I want you to take it to her and tell her he's dead.
Yeah, by speaking to Kai there, we get the lover's veil. So this is what his grandfather has left for him.
Look, I'm sorry if I was kind of short with you back there, but it hasn't been easy for me and my ma. After Grandpa died, they let her go back to the village and marry a local guy, but it didn't stop folks talking. But she rose above it, turned it into that story show of hers, and now that's how she makes her living. She's a smart woman, tough too. I hate that mermaid for what she's put us through, and I don't want my kids to suffer like we have. The kahuna's finally letting me sail with the other men, The curse is nearly undone. Please, take the veil and let that be an end to it.
Right, so now we've got the veil, we can actually return to the mermaid and hand that over to her. So we can obviously go ahead and explore if we want to, but we've pretty much got everything, I think, up until this point. So I'm just going to go ahead here and use the zoom spell. And just in case you've forgotten, we need to zoom to the strand. This is where the mermaid is going to be located. So you can go ahead and save as well, of course, but there's no real need to. There's no bosses at the moment or fights that we're going to be engaging in. We might be, you know, seeing a few enemies around here. But nope, nothing in the way of the mermaid. So we're just going to go straight over to her now. Grab the sparkly afterwards for the sake of the video. And we're going to have a choice in a moment, since she's obviously still waiting here for Kai, who is the grandfather Kai. The one who obviously won't be coming back here. And we can tell her the truth, or we can lie to her, and that's going to determine a few of the next scenes ahead of us. So, personally, I always prefer to tell people the truth. I think the truth is more valuable than keeping people comfortable in a lie. So, I'm not going to lie to her. Just make sure I'm selecting the right option here. Lie to Michelle and tell her that Kai's coming to meet her. We're going to select no. But you can select yes, it really makes no difference ultimately to where the game goes. So it might seem a little bit heartless, but at least she's going to know where she stands, or sits as the case may be. Right, so we need to head back to the ship now. If you decided to tell a lie to Michelle rather than tell her the truth, then basically she's going to be really happy and she's going to mess about with the veil that you've just given her, and she'll give you the item, the Lorelei's harp. And that's pretty much how you get the item. We can still get the item even by telling her the truth, which is what we've done, but it's just going to be a little bit more involved here. So that's probably a good reason I've chosen to do it this way, so I can actually run you through the process. So what we're going to do now is head back to the ship at this point, and we're going to actually get the option to head straight back to town rather than sailing ourselves over the ocean. So we shall select that option. Once we return automatically to the town here, we'll find ourselves back on the Saikiki beach, and Michelle the mermaid will want to just hide by this rock. She doesn't want the locals to see her. So she asks us to basically go and find the man, or the new Kai, if you like, to bring him back to her, since she's going to want to speak to him. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to head back into the main town, since he's no longer in the beach hut in the upper level of that beach area. Once you've made your way through the church and are back in the main part of town, you're going to want to head over to the western side here. You've got a nice big pink dot on the map, and this is going to be Kai's house that we're heading towards. So we're going to go ahead and speak to him once more, and this, once we've answered yes, is going to kick off the next part of the story here involving KUNI and Michelle. So obviously we've told him he needs to follow us back to the beach area. Although we haven't told him why yet. He's already been reluctant, hasn't he, to be seen with mermaids, or to really even talk about them, especially involving his history. So probably best that we keep that a little bit hush-hush for the moment as we start to head back to that same area. And he will follow us, as you can see there. So just the same route back, and I'll meet you there. Incidentally, you don't even need to go through that gate. You can literally just skip that out using these steps here. So, I don't know why I was using that gate so much. Just wasn't paying attention, I think. But just thought I'd point that out since, hey, If I was making that stupid error, maybe some of you guys were as well. But then again, probably you weren't, let's be honest. Right, so here we are again, back on the beach area. And this time with KUNI in tow with us. And we'll head over to the area where the mermaid's hiding.
Why have you brought me here?
That voice! It's music to my ears! I feel like I could cry. Oh, darling, tell me, is it you? My one and only Kai?
Yeah, I'm Kai. Do I know you? What? You're a mermaid.
Oh, silly me. I'm always far too quick to jump for joy. You don't know me, I don't know you. You're not my darling boy.
No, I'm not. The man you loved, he was my grandfather. But he's not here anymore.
My darling Kai, my one true love, the one that I adored. You died alone and friendless on this cold and windswept shore? Oh, how could I forget we mermaids live 500 years? Quick as a flash, a human life just ups and disappears. Without Kai, hours seem to pass too slowly to be true. But now I see cruel time was flowing faster than I knew. Thanks for finding Kai for me. You've been a proper friend. To trace my love across the sea until the bitter end. I said I would reward you, and I mean to pay that debt. You'll find your prize upon the selfsame island where we met. I'm sorry I can't come along and see you on your way, but now I'm here, I can't go back. I think I have to stay. I waited for you so long, through sun and stormy weather. But now it's time, at long last, we're going to be together. You've got your granddad's hands, you know. So soft yet strong and honest. The hands of one who'd never ever make a faithless promise. A mermaid who sets foot on land will perish in the brine. But that's alright. I got to meet my darling one last time. If I had been a human, or if he had been like me, perhaps we could have lived together, happy as can be. But I'm a mermaid, he's a man. There's no point asking why. He was my one true love, but now it's time to say
can't stop thinking I've seen her somewhere before. Of course! Grandpa's cabin!
And that pretty much wraps up the story for Michelle and Kai there. So one last thing for us to do here is to actually go and collect the item that you would already have had you chosen to lie to Michelle rather than tell her the truth. So we're going to teleport back to the Strand at this point. Actually, no, we're not. So I think we're just going to pop back up to the cabin first and see what's his face, the mini Kai here, was talking about. And then we'll be able to do what I just mentioned.
What's this? A letter?
This is Grandpa's handwriting. Dearest beloved, ever since you saved me on the day of the great storm, the dream of one day being reunited with you is all I have lived for. But now I fear that dream is over. Forgive me, my darling, but I cannot keep my promise. Some years after my boat was burned and I was exiled to this beach, the fishing fleet was hit by another great storm, and many people lost their lives. The Kahuna and his daughter Leilani's husband were among them. One night, not long afterward, I saw a woman standing on the cliffs. She had a baby in her arms. It was Leilani, the woman who was once to be my wife. With her father and husband gone, she had lost all hope and all reason. I called out to her, but in her grief, she could not hear me. Before my disbelieving eyes, she threw herself into the ocean. I tried to save them. I did everything I could, but only the baby survived.
Kai? You're sure you're fine to row back home? You're not in any pain? I wish you'd let me keep you till you're fighting fit again.
Don't worry about me, Michelle. You fixed me up real good. I'm fitter than ever.
Kai, I know you've got to go. There's things you have to do. Just promise me you'll be back soon. I'll wait right here for you.
It's all my fault. I'm sorry, Michelle. I can't leave. I can't just be thinking of myself anymore. This child needs me. The villagers say you put a curse on me, but it's only because they don't understand. They don't want what happened to me to happen to anybody else. You have to forgive them. They don't know you like I do. They don't know you at all, and what they don't know, they fear. I sometimes wonder if you're still sitting there on that rock, still waiting for me to return. But it's too late for me now. I'll never make it back there. I'll understand if you can never forgive me, but I want you to know one thing. I love you. I always will. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been so hard on you. Without you, I'd never have known all of this. Never met Michelle. All this time, I hated that mermaid for what she did to my grandfather. But now I see how he really felt. He wasn't cursed. He really loved her.
Okay, so now we can go ahead and do what I thought we was going to do a moment ago. Quite a lengthy cutscene that the game did not want us to skip out on there. So we'll go ahead and zoom back to the strand. And yes, definitely now Michelle and Kai's story is complete. We've got all the information about that. And quite a tragic story in the end, actually, wasn't it? And we can see there's a nice treasure chest just waiting to be looted. So we'll go ahead and nab that. And lo and behold, inside is a very special item that's actually going to allow us to access new areas in the game. So there's also a bit of information here. So whatever your response to Michelle was, inevitably you're going to end up in this position with that particular item. There we have it. Alright then guys, well I think that probably is a good point to close the episode here. So thanks for those of you that came and joined me today. I hope you enjoyed watching. And do let me know what you think of Dragon Quest XI so far in the comments section. I know many of you are actually ahead of me by this point, which is absolutely fine. The video is not going anywhere, so I'm sure those of you that pick up the game at a later date will hopefully have all of the episodes ready to go for you. But for those of you who are ahead of me, I do appreciate all the tips and whatnot that you've been sending my way. They've been very helpful, and I'm really enjoying the game up until this point. Looking forward to seeing where it's going to go from here. So thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.